My friend just showed me a beautiful custom dashboard they made in minutes using Claude AI. This friend is not a developer, and yet this dashboard, it was amazing. For my first dashboard, my premise was simple. I wanted them to take the 6 principles of decision quality and map them to building an ice cream business. Here's the dashboard right here. The first step is framing the problem. You can see you've got the wish here, and I fed it a little bit of context, but I told it to fill in the blanks. This was just an example of starting a business and working through a problem. You can see that it gathered this context, flipped it to a solution neutral problem statement. How might we launch a profitable ice cream operation that meets investor return expectations subject to the following criteria? And here you can see these 5 criteria. You'll see those come up later. Note, we haven't come up with any ideas yet. We just have a really well-framed problem. That's the whole point of this step. Then you go to the next step, which is ideate, and it generated a whole bunch of alternatives. So it has an ice cream truck, a premium storefront, a not so premium storefront. You could do mail or a market kiosk. You could do wholesale. You could do a venue partnership. So it came up with a bunch of distinct ideas to explore the solution space. This is 100% what we want to do. So we jumped to the next step, and it gathered details on 3 of the more promising ideas. So you can see here we've got the operating costs, permits and licenses. It's doing the thinking for you and running through this and then building them in this beautiful dashboard. Just really cool. So now that we've got these, we can jump to the evaluate stage, and it's going to compare those to the framing criteria that we had in step 1. And so it says, here's the startup cost, here's the capital fit, here's whether we can be profitable within 18 months or not, here's investor return, here's complexity. Of course, that's just a reference case. So then we take a look and say, all right, let's stress test it with scenarios. And you go, what if the demand is 30% lower than the forecast? What if the ingredient costs spike 20%? And so you go through these different worlds or different scenarios and explore, the trade-offs and how each of these might respond. So that's your evaluation step. The next step is to have sound reasoning. And so you bring in, a devil's advocate, a financial advisor, an operator, and they kind of talk through these things. Like, let's look at the financial one. He says, the partnership model looks attractive on paper, but you're handing 25 to 35% of revenue to someone else permanently. Over 5 years, that's significant value. These are great things to think about. It's just beautifully illustrating this process of helping you think through that decision. And then the last step is commit. And that is where you take the plan. In this one, it picked the venue partnership, the ice cream truck. It listed 3 reasons why it was the best one to pick, but highlighted a couple of the trade-offs. What I like next is, in addition to having a clear commitment, it highlighted what could change this. There's lots of uncertainty, and there should be signposts or milestones that you need to watch, know when to pivot. I mean, this is absolutely phenomenal. But there's one more I want to show you. Subscribe, and you'll see the next one shortly.